I'm here at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Check out the latest and greatest in HDR or high dynamic range monitors. For those of you who aren't familiar, these are really the future of photography. Those kind of scenes where you said, oh, you had to be there, the highlights look blown out. HDR monitors solve that problem. They really look gorgeous. And so I like to come out to the Consumer Electronics Show and see the cutting edge, what's coming this year, what's coming the next several years, to really understand it in person. And I've written it up the last few years. This year I thought I'd do something different and show you some of what I'm seeing live. And so I'll show you some of my favorites in a moment, but just briefly to explain what I'm seeing at the show, the trend is clearly just more HDR, more availability, more capability. It's just really impressive this year. First and foremost, on the monitor front, we're seeing a number of 1000 nit or brighter displays from a variety of vendors. So bright HDR is becoming much more common. I think that bodes well for both the capability and the pricing. And then in addition to that, the gaming monitors are actually very interesting. A lot of times gaming monitors are lower accuracy or can be hard to read the text. Both of those problems are getting some attention. I've been really impressed, especially with what Asus is doing with gaming monitors. The accuracy is quite good. So for those of you looking for a more budget-oriented option, gaming monitors tend to be that. And the great news is they're getting much more useful for photography, not just gaming. And then televisions, I think, are another very interesting area to look at. First, we all have a big HDR TV in the living room, or most of us do, and that's a great way to show off your HDR images, and so it's just great to understand what's going on with televisions. But in addition, TVs always get the best tech before monitors, so when you understand the latest and greatest in TVs, you're really getting a glimpse into what's coming down the road for HDR monitors as the technology gets miniaturized. And a number of interesting developments for TVs this year in terms of all the way up to full 10,000 nits brightness in a display you can already buy. 100% coverage of Rec2020, meaning the maximum color gamut. So this is the ultimate pinnacle of HDR performance, and you can buy it right now in a television from major vendors like Best Buy. So that's very impressive. And then in addition, a number of displays that are oriented for showing photographs as art. More frame stores, more art stores, more televisions that come with a frame meant to showcase your art. Or even I saw one that has an electronic display on the edges as well, like a canvas. So your ability to show off your art in a beautiful way on the wall is just getting better and better, and I'll show you some of those TVs as well. So I'm starting on the Asus booth with the ProArt lineup, always one of my favorites. It's really just ProArt or Apple for me. They're highly accurate, gorgeous HDR displays, and this year they have a great new pair of OLED displays. This is a 32-inch 1000 nit OLED display, and then right next to it is the 27-inch version, so both high-res, 1000 nits OLED, pick your size. And with these displays, with all ProArt monitors, you can calibrate them using either a colorimeter that comes from Asus, like this new colorimeter here. So this is actually a colorimeter on the bottom of this puck. You just attach the display, calibrate it. And the back end of this new colorimeter here is actually controls for the monitor. So as you press on these buttons, you're bringing up the on-screen display for it. So just kind of a nice new design from Asus, but you can get your own colorimeter if you want and have super accurate displays here. So highly worth checking these out. I have more details below, but I think these are impressive new options for those of you who want a 1000 nit OLED. Over in the laptop area, we have the new ProArt P16 laptop. I am just totally awed by this. This is the first PC laptop that I think truly can compete with the MacBook Pro, offering a full 1600 nits peak display, accurate color, and a high performance chip. Absolutely the one to get if you want to use Windows for HDR photography. And then just right next to it, we have the Zephyrus G16. It's a gaming-oriented laptop. However, I'm just blown away at the accuracy of the color here, and it also offers 1000 nits. So if you want to game and have great HDR photos, this is another great option. I would certainly go with the ProArt if you want to optimize for photography, but really nice to see that the gaming displays are also supporting accurate color with brightness to get great HDR photos. And here we have the Asus ZenBook Duo. For those of you who just can't get enough HDR, this is a laptop style device where it collapses down with a separate detachable keyboard. It's a very compact device. Both of these displays are 1000 nits OLED. So there's just 1000 nits all over the place here, but you actually get two in the same laptop, and they work together with this very slim bezel. So when you close this down, it's very sleek. And the color here, I know you cannot see it in this video, but it's very accurate. You don't need to calibrate this. These images look great to me. They're images I know very well, and I'm just very impressed with the ZenBook Duo. I'm over at the MSI booth now. They're rocking a number of very bright HDR displays, including this one, which sports a display HDR 1400 certification and a claimed Delta E less than 2. I can't vouch for the color accuracy on this display because I can't hold up any content on it, but certainly a very impressive level of HDR capability. And MSI also has a number of laptops sporting a display HDR 1000 True Black certification. This is the 16-inch laptop, and just across the way here, they also have an 18-inch model. So clearly MSI is rocking the high brightness HDR game with a number of options for laptops and monitors. I'm at the TCL booth now, standing in front of the TCL X11L, which to me is the hit of the show. This is the first monitor I've ever seen with 100% coverage of Rec2020 gamut and a full 10,000 nits to get the entire HDR spec, the full PQ, the full gamut. This is the end goal of HDR. I am very likely going to pick one of these up. Super impressed with what I see here. I'll show you some of the tech behind it. So TCL's got a nice display here showing the backlight. This would be what's underneath the television. A film would go in front of it to actually provide the color through quantum dots. So the backlight is going to light various zones on the TV, and each of these little lights you see is shared across multiple pixels. And so you can see the shape of like a rose here, clearly showing you where it's going, and this is the way that it can control with a mini LED, lighting the subject you want to see while minimizing how much it brightens up the things around it. So that's the key, is a really great backlight control to have minimal haloing on your display. And then with the quantum dots, what's new with this TV is they've created what they call this super QLED, super quantum dot. The actual width of these colors, the spectrum, like the range of blues and greens and reds, is much tighter than you would normally have. And that level of tight control means you've got pure spectral colors that when mixed together can give you that full Rec2020 coverage. And that's why they have such an amazing gamut. So you may be wondering, why do we need so much gamut, so much brightness? I mean, 10,000 nits sounds like a crazy number. A lot of people may think like, my laptop does 1600 nits, that's great, why would I ever go higher? But keep in mind, not only would extra stops be beneficial for a well-edited image, I truly believe you'd have a gorgeous scene at 10,000 nits like that, but you also need to compete with ambient light. When I take my laptop to a coffee shop, I'm near a window, I'm outside, I may not have any HDR left over, very little. You have to compete with the ambient light. My Apple Watch does 3,000 nits and no HDR. It's only SDR content because that's what you need outside. So a TV like this in the middle of the day, you need to compete with the ambient light. If you want to have an HDR effect in a room that's not black, 10,000 nits is going to be really beneficial. And then in terms of the gamut, going to the full Rec2020, that's hugely advantageous. That means you can have gamut that will not clip in gradients. They'll look much more natural. You can show all of P3, which is what we use for digital devices. You can show all of Adobe RGB, which is what a lot of you use for printing, but you can show beyond Adobe RGB, which there's a lot of printable color that does not fit in that space. So Rec2020 is a great space to be able to see something much more close to what you're going to print. So a lot of benefits potentially to Rec2020. It's definitely the future, it's the ultimate target, and I'm very excited to see what these look like under real use. So now moving around TCL's booth, I'm standing in front of their RGB mini LED TV. It's another very impressive set with a totally different technology. So with the super quantum dots, you saw that rose backlight, the actual like origination of the light behind the panel was all blue, and then the quantum dots perform the function of converting that blue into other colors. And the quantum dots are so efficient, you get that high brightness, the full 10,000 nits and the full Rec2020 coverage. With the RGB mini LED, you also get a stunning picture. You still get the full 100% coverage of Rec2020. It's not quite as bright though, because the mechanism is not quite as efficient. But what you're doing here is the backlight itself is in red, green, and blue. You have 3 separate backlight colors shining through the layers to produce this image. So both fundamentally new technologies. There are a number of other competitors here doing something like the RGB mini LED, and many of them are calling it micro RGB. So you'll see that in a lot of places, and that really means the ultra wide gamut, but it's going to be the super quantum dots if you want the full 10,000 nits brightness. They haven't said how bright this is. It is quite bright, but it's not quite as bright as the super quantum dots. Behind me is TCL's new mini LED TV, and just like so many others here, it has a multicolored backlight, but what's unique about this one is it's red, green, blue, and cyan. They add a 4th subpixel to give more options. And in fact, they not only get full coverage of Rec2020, they claim 110% coverage of Rec2020. It bumps out a bit in the cyan area, which as a photographer, I think is kind of interesting because that's where high-end print like Lumichrome exceeds the range of Rec2020. So we can actually see probably full color of our prints, even in those like cyan waters and things like that. Just kind of interesting. What they're doing it for is to help reduce eye strain from blue light, but I just think it's very interesting to see how TCL is playing in multiple different ways with adding more than just the typical red, green, blue to try and address various challenges in display technology. And behind me is Hisense absolutely gargantuan 163-inch micro LED, and what's unique about this is it also has a fourth subpixel, but in this case they're using yellow for different color ranges. So different approach, just very interesting to see Hisense playing with the idea of a fourth color to address various challenges in display technology. Here behind me at the LG booth is the new W6 wallpaper display. It's absolutely one of the darlings of the show. It's an impossibly thin 9mm thick display, thinner than the width of my finger. Absolutely beautiful to behold. Costs a little bit more than a regular premium set is what the expectation is, so not the kind of thing everyone's going to rush out and buy. More importantly, we don't yet have an easy way to get an HDR photo onto a set until something like an Apple TV will support it, but something like that can't be that far off. It'll be an easy way to get the images to your set, and you can imagine having a thin TV like this hanging on the wall like any other piece of art, like a canvas on the wall, will look absolutely gorgeous, and I think this is absolutely going to be the future of HDR photography. Is going to be a beautiful display on your wall at home or in your living room, wherever you might put a TV. So very exciting to see this and watch where this kind of display goes in the years to come. And behind me is LG's micro LGB TV, and just like the others, 100% coverage of the Rec2020 color space. So clearly, wide gamut color is a major theme at this year's CES.